My mother did something unforgivable when she found out my husband and I were pregnant. My husband and I are currently 4 months pregnant with twins, and we're absolutely over the moon. We've been trying to conceive for nearly 3 years, and when we finally got that positive test, we both cried for hours. However, the pregnancy is extremely high risk due to some complications, so I've been on modified bed rest, and we decided to keep everything quiet until we knew both babies and I would be okay. When I first found out I was pregnant, I spent days planning the perfect surprise for my husband. I put together this beautiful gift box with a world's best dad mug, the tiniest baby onesie I could find, and a baby book to track all the precious firsts. I had it all planned out. He'd come home from his stressful day at work, and I'd hand him this mysterious box. The look on his face when he opened it was priceless. He literally fell to his knees and just held me, sobbing with joy. At that point, we had no idea I was carrying twins, so there was only one of everything in that special box. The very next day, my mom showed up at our house unannounced, which is something she's done constantly since we bought a place just 20 minutes from her home. Don't get me wrong, I love my mother, but she's always been incredibly overbearing and has absolutely zero concept of personal boundaries. She treats our house like it's her own, walking in without knocking, rearranging my kitchen, and commenting on everything from our decor to our marriage. I left her alone in the living room for maybe 10 seconds while I went to grab us some tea. That's all it took. When I came back, she wasn't there. I found her in my husband's office, holding the pregnancy surprise box, having opened it and examined every single item inside. She came charging out like a woman possessed, waving the world's best dad mug, and screaming that my husband was having an affair baby. She'd convinced herself he had a secret dad box hidden away because some other woman was pregnant with his child. I tried deflecting by asking why she was snooping in his private office. She had the audacity to claim she was looking for the bathroom in a house she'd visited hundreds of times. Even if that ridiculous lie were true, why would she open drawers and go through personal items? She kept demanding to know why I wasn't absolutely furious about my husband's supposed affair, why I was trying to make her the bad guy when he was clearly cheating right under my nose. I knew I had two choices: tell her the truth about my pregnancy, or let her run wild with rumors that my faithful, loving husband was a cheater. Reluctantly, I told her that I had made the box because we were expecting. Her entire demeanor changed instantly. She started shrieking about finally being a grandma, how she'd waited too long for this moment, and immediately pulled out her phone to call her best friend Linda. I practically had to wrestle the phone from her hands, begging her not to tell anyone yet. She was absolutely indignant, insisting she had to tell Linda because they never keep secrets from each other. I begged, pleaded, and practically got on my knees before she finally, grudgingly agreed to keep quiet. Within 24 hours, I had received congratulations from her entire book club, her hairdresser, the cashier at her grocery store, and roughly half the town. According to my mom, they all promised to keep the secret too. Now she won't stop harassing me about doctor's appointments, ultrasounds, and test results, claiming she deserves every piece of information as the baby's granny. She actually had the audacity to demand she be in the delivery room instead of my husband, the actual father of these babies. I shut that down so fast her head spun. She also informed me that she and her friends were already planning my baby shower, despite never asking if I even wanted one. The stress from her constant calls, texts, and unexpected visits during an already complicated pregnancy was becoming unbearable. My husband started screening my calls and intercepting her demands, but yesterday she sent a text that pushed me over the edge. She claimed it was her right as a loving parent to know every detail about her child's and future grandchildren's health. That's when my husband and I decided enough was enough. We arranged to meet her at a local cafe this morning for a serious conversation. She arrived bubbling with excitement, immediately asking if I'd reconsidered letting her in the delivery room and demanding to know the gender for her shower planning. I took a deep breath and calmly explained that while I loved her and appreciated her excitement, she had robbed us of the joy of announcing our own pregnancy. Her snooping, her accusations against my husband, and her complete disregard for our wishes had crossed every boundary we had. Her inability to keep a secret, despite explicitly promising to do so, proved she couldn't be trusted with sensitive information. She was furious, but could barely defend herself, only claiming she shared the news because she was proud. She actually said her biggest crime was being excited to be a granny. Then came the personal attacks. She blamed my husband for changing me for the worse, and claimed I was depriving my baby of a grandmother. She stormed out, saying not to contact her unless I was ready to apologize. That night, she sent the most unhinged text yet. She claimed to have placed a curse on our house and marriage. The only way to remove it was to be reasonable about her grandparent rights. We thought she was bluffing until we found a creepy bundle of twigs, hair, and herbs under our bed. We threw it out immediately and have a locksmith coming tomorrow. We're going completely no contact until after the babies arrive, but knowing my mom's escalating behavior, this is definitely not over. For the full story and what happens next, check out the channel linked below.